Hello and welcome to my channel where I talk about astrology, numerology, and all things spiritual and metaphysical. Life Path 11. You guys are the visionaries, the healers, the leaders, teachers, psychics, artists. If you have this life path number, you were destined for great things. Master numbers, that's what the 11 is. So the 11 holds the energy of 1, and it also holds the energy of 2, because 1 plus 1 is 2. You're not a life path 2 though. If you get 11, you are a life path 11. There's a difference in them, and also a similarity. There are many similarities, but 11 resonates with the 1 energy as well as the 2 energy. We'll get more into that later on in the video. I want to discuss a little bit about master numbers and what the importance of master numbers are. So master numbers are like the human embodiment of spirit guides. All master numbers are old souls. They've encountered this earthly experience many times before this one, and likely this one will be 11's last life, unless they develop a lot of karma within their experience here on earth to where they have to come back again to work through those karmic experiences. All master numbers are old souls, but in 11's case, these people act as a bridge between the conscious and subconscious realms. They can really tap into the collective consciousness. Master teachers in this life, they have the potential to bring about massive shifts and change within their lives and the lives of others. Master numbers are associated with higher callings, and with that, struggle and heavy life lessons. But with great challenge, great struggle reaps great rewards, great achievements, which give these master number individuals tremendous depth. Master numbers tend to be late bloomers toward reaching their calling, often due to challenges from their early childhood environment, their upbringing, and also ego, which they must learn to break away from. Master numbers represent the fully realized, fully completed traits of the single digit that they sum to. So in this case, the single digit that 11 sums to is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Life Path 11 people, the 11 energy, it can relate to different zodiac signs, but for the sake of keeping it simple, the 11th zodiac sign is Aquarius. The energy of 11 resonates deeply with Aquarian energy. Aquarius are known for humanitarianism. They're known for being these futuristic type of individuals. They have inclinations to see into the future without even being aware that that is what they're doing. They have the ability to predict the future. Many times Aquarians do this without even realizing that they do this. They just know. They don't know how they know, they just know. And that's their mantra is I know for Aquarius. A lot of times, sometimes they won't know. They don't know everything, of course, but that is their mantra. And so the 11 energy kind of resonates with that Aquarian energy of knowing. They can be very insightful, and the true visionaries of the zodiac, they are able to see things that other people don't see and things that are far ahead of their time. And so these people, life path 11 people, tend to be a little bit ahead of their time, and people notice this about them. They notice that these people have this futuristic quality to them, this not ordinary at all quality, very unique, very different. The tarot card associated with the 11 energy is Justice. It is the 11th card. It's the Lady Justice. She is seen as a lady of law and order. There's karma at play, where you're going to get the rewards that you reap, whether they be negative or positive. The Justice card is about balance and fairness, law and order. And so in that sense, it's interesting because Life Path 11s are really here to make their own rules, but to also build their own life. They shouldn't listen to what other people are throwing at them, projecting onto them, wanting them to be. They need to really make and create this life of their own. The number 11 in itself looks like this. It's like a doorway into another realm, another possibility, another existence. Not only that, but it has a sort of duality to it, like a yin yang to it, like a balance. And so this life path has a lot to do with learning how to balance that one energy and that two energy, or just balance in general, balance in spirituality, balance in business, balance in home, balance in family, balance in masculine, feminine. You get the gist. Balance of all sorts of areas. It's about not swaying on one end of something for too long, just seeking that balance out. 11s are natural peacemakers. They work very well with other people and in groups. They're very skilled at providing harmony to conflict. They are very diplomatic in speech, tactful, and sometimes they can struggle with patience, but more often than not, they're very patient and cooperative, especially later on in life. 11s are some of the most psychic and intuitive individuals. They have the ability to tap into universal consciousness, and they are very, very attuned to the energies around them, whether it be people, places, things like electricity, food. They're very tuned to other people's energy and other spiritual realms. They often won't know that they're tapping into this spiritual realm. Like 11 is like that doorway. They often won't know that they're able to seep into another world. It'll just come so naturally to them. They won't be aware of it unless they're wanting to be aware of it or striving for that connection with spirit. They act as a vessel of truth, a soul with an abundance of knowledge. 11s have great potential for inspiring mass amounts of people. They are gifted with seemingly magical and very impressive skills and capabilities. They can inspire, influence, and affect many people. Just the essence and the aura of 11s have a lasting influence on others, inspiring change and energetic ways in people. They have loads of wisdom inherent within them, insights, solutions, plus a charming demeanor, the center of attention, even if they don't want to be. And it's likely that they go back and forth from wanting to be and not wanting to be. 11s can be some of the most philanthropic people. I know an 11 who worked at a fast food chain, and this guy tipped her $20. He told her to share it with everybody. Now, that's not a lot of money, and if you are sharing it with everyone that works there, including the cooks, that's really like $5 a person. Really not much at all, and you'd be surprised. I mean, maybe you wouldn't. We all know the world we live in. A lot of people are good people, but there are some people that would have just kept the 20 for themselves, but she didn't. She gave it to everybody, like he said. Other times where customers will go through the drive-through and then they'll leave a little extra and they'll say like, hey, leave the rest for the person behind them. A lot of people wouldn't. A lot of people wouldn't be honest like that. But this 11 was. And she used this leftover money for the next person. She didn't keep it for herself. They are some of the most generous people you'll meet. They're generous with their time, their resources, their treasures, and their skills. Big time humanitarians, willing to help anyone or anything in need. 11s have immense healing capabilities. They make for some of the best healers in fields such as Reiki, massage, physical therapy, acupuncture, really any modality that requires some form of healing. 11s have the ability to heal others just by being in their space. Many people will notice they feel a shift in their energy. They feel better, lighter, happier, freer after being in the presence of an 11. 11s won't even do anything. They won't say anything, do anything. It's just the energy that they have. They also have really profound artistic ability. They usually enjoy music, poetry, art, and have a keen eye for beauty and a fine sense of balance and rhythm. Some challenges that are associated with Life Path 11, first and foremost being most 11s, if not all, have very difficult upbringings, difficult parents, difficult childhoods in some sort of way, and even may spill into their adult life if they are unable to move on from their past. The pain of their childhood can linger for a little too long, which is why it's very, very important for 11s to release the pain, to release all pain in general, pain of the self, pain of their childhood, pain caused by others. 11s can suffer from issues with the ego as well. Part of the reason why 11s may have or develop an inflated sense of ego is because on a subconscious level, they know they came here in this incarnation to do something meaningful. Even if they aren't conscious of it fully, they on a subconscious level, and a lot of times they feel, even on a conscious level, that they were meant to do something big with their life, meaningful with their life, whatever it may be. It may not be, conquering the world, but even if it's just like small something, they know they're supposed to help people. They know they're supposed to be teachers in this life. They know they're supposed to guide people, and they know they're supposed to create. But having that double 1 energy can cause feelings of superiority. And on the flip side, they can also struggle with feelings of inferiority due to the 2 energy of the 11. Their feelings can get hurt very easily. They can be quite sensitive to criticism and even criticize themselves to the point where they feel as if nothing they do is ever good enough. They also can become quite critical of other people if they're not protecting their energy. Too much brain power for them, too much brain activity going on, which happens a lot with this life path number. Too much of it can be pretty overwhelming for these people. They're more prone to headaches, nervousness, skepticism, and scattered thinking than most of the other numbers, which is why it's very important for 11s to be aware of overthinking patterns and their tendency to be skeptical of others, mistrusting of others, while also learning how to listen and trust their own intuition. They can get in their own way by listening to their rational mind and second guessing their own intuition, which happens so often with 11s, especially early in life. There's one thing that's undeniable. 11s are unique and have powers beyond comprehension. Although early in life, they struggle with feelings of self-doubt and insecurity, which leads them to feel like they're not of this planet, which is that Aquarian-like energy, that alien-like energy. And a lot of times 11s will feel alienated from the world, from this world, often feel like they belong in another world, yearning for this other pathway, this other place. And they know they're different from most people, which makes them self-conscious. They judge and criticize themselves a lot, even though they shouldn't, because they are the exact way they should be, and they're here for a reason. This is a challenging life path, if not the most challenging, and you knew that. You Life Path 11s knew this before you incarnated on this planet. Your soul signed up for this, and being too conscious of yourself will not help you. You should embrace your gifts, your talents, your weaknesses, and your strengths, your uniqueness, and use it in a way that helps you evolve from where you stand, in a way that helps others evolve from where they stand. And I don't know if I've mentioned yet, but 11s do tend to evolve at a slower pace because you usually have more to achieve than the average person, and that's why you must take your time to do so. By age 35, 45, you should be mature enough to reach your potential. You should embrace your number. Embrace being a master number. It is really quite special, even if it does bring a loathsome amount of challenges. Remember, you chose this before incarnating, and embrace your number. Also, beware of that ego tendency of feeling more special than others, and beware of that inferiority tendency of not being enough or not fitting in. You're not meant to fit in. You're meant to stand out. You should also let go of the high expectations you set for yourself. And a part of the reason why Life Path 11s have such high expectations of themselves and become critical of themselves is because they know that they're meant to be doing something big, something special, something meaningful in their lives, and they're meant to be helping and leading and teaching others. Like I said, this isn't your first rodeo. You've been on this planet a few times before. And so that can be another reason why you have such high expectations for yourself, is because you have been there, done that in so many different ways, in so many different forms, and you want to do that all again. But you only are living this life here and now. So just make the most of it here and now. And drop the bar. Do what you can do when you can do it. And don't beat yourself up for not accomplishing all the things that you want. Also, you guys are so psychic, so sensitive, so it's very important that you protect your energy. Often you struggle with a sense of hopelessness and powerlessness in your life. And part of that is due to how sensitive and psychic you are. A lot of times the feelings that you're feeling aren't even yours. They're from other people, from the certain foods you eat, from electricity, because electricity can drain you really, truly. You should avoid engaging with people who take from you energetically, and your intuition is so strong. You know who is good for you and who is not good for you. And if they're not good for you and you don't want to just like rid them out of your life, give yourself some space from that energy, from those people, because you have the ability to absorb energy from the earth, from people. You're a healer, so you suck that energy out of people without even knowing it and take it on. And so there's a need to cleanse and release. Those struggles with hopelessness and powerlessness are partly due to the one energy of yourself needing to create something, needing to create, to express your creativity, your individuality. And try to remember that you teach other people how to treat you by how you treat you, by how you carry yourself. If you're constantly worried, people are going to perceive you as someone who can't handle stress. If you are always doing things on your own, people are going to perceive you as someone who's very independent. If you never ask for help and never complain about it, people are going to come to you for help. So you teach others how to treat you. Helping others can help you feel less powerless. The more say you have in people's lives, in your life, the more powerful you feel, the stronger you feel. So help others in any way that you can, because it will give you a sense of meaning in life. Also, drugs and alcohol, you guys are so sensitive to these things that if you do them, and I'm not going to be the one to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, I can only just give you this information and hope that you do what is right for you. and only you know that. By reducing alcohol and drugs in your life, you start to gain that strength back to you, because a lot of times alcohol is a depressant, and so are a lot of other drugs. And often when you're using these things very often, your body gets used to needing or having it, and so we get depleted in those certain chemicals that they bring us whenever we don't have them. And 11s are prone to falling to addiction, so it's just important to watch out for your use of drugs and alcohol. And I don't know if you guys know this, but James Prog, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name right, in his book titled Ghost Among Us, he talks about how the most haunted places are bars, and that's because a lot of earthbound spirits, which are ghosts that haven't crossed over in the other side, they're earthbound, they're stuck here for whatever reason. And a lot of the most haunted areas are where people are drinking, doing drugs, getting messed up. He talks about while we're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, we're more susceptible to getting possessed. And possession doesn't look like it does in the horror movies. It's different. If you're interested, you can read it. Here's a picture of the book. Go read it if you're interested. It's great. I learned so much from this book. You're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, you're more susceptible to spirits latching onto you, creating cracks and dirt and debris in your auric field. So it's important to balance that out if you are someone who indulges in those activities. 11s can also suffer or struggle with depression and anxiety, which can oftentimes come from a result of your expectations being too high, and also the energy you're picking up on from others. An imbalanced diet can cause you to also feel depressed or anxious. Lack of sunlight, harsh living, or working environments, which is why it's important to set realistic goals that you can accomplish. Mark them off as you go. And only set like a couple goals a day, girl or boy, because we're only human and we can only do so much. And we need rest. We need to recharge. Like, we're not superhuman. Also, maybe research foods that boost your serotonin levels. Stay away from sugar, over processed foods, things that are hard to digest, like bread. Too much bread too often can be bad. So just try to be aware of the things that you're indulging in. Eat more natural, whole foods, protein, greens. That's the good stuff. Oh, and limit caffeine intake, because we can also, because caffeine is like a drug. I think of it as a drug. It can deplete you of certain chemicals that they give you and make you dependent on it. So just be careful of too much caffeine. That can also just make your energy just drop. Try to live in the moment and make a difference today, in the now. What can I do right now to make a difference in my life, in the lives of others, in the lives of my plants, my animals, my business, whatever it is? Make a difference in the now. What can you do right now? Make a difference today. And just go from there. Also, movement works very well with depression. If you're depressed, move your body. Get outside in the sun, get some vitamin D. Try yoga. There's so many yoga videos on YouTube for like 10, 15, 20 minutes, and you'll feel a shift in your energy. Routine would be really amazing for you. A morning routine, a night routine, something to cleanse your energy when you wake up and before you go to bed. And with anxiety, stillness can work wonders for you. Meditation, a hot bath, some Epsom salt. You have a tendency to get easily fatigued. So by creating a sleep routine and sticking with it would help you, whether it's deep belly breathing exercises right before bed, counting backwards from 100 to you go to sleep, avoiding screen usage 2 hours before bed, avoiding sugar before bed, not drinking any liquids 2 hours before bed so you don't have to get up and go to the bathroom to let it out, and avoiding caffeine after like 1 p.m. because who needs caffeine after like 1 p.m.? I don't know. Your sleep schedule may be different than the average person because maybe you work night shifts or something, but you get what I'm saying. Like a couple hours before you go to bed, no caffeine, no screen time, no sugared foods. Those things will disrupt your sleep patterns, and you already struggle enough with sleep. Also, like journaling your thoughts before you go to bed, so you're not just in bed thinking about everything that happened during your day, everything you want to do tomorrow, everything you're gonna do within the next week, your summer plans. Just by journaling before you go to bed, that will help you get that energy out of here because you have this overactive third eye. You're just tapped in, tuned in, turned on all the time, and sometimes it's just good to just let it out. Also, you can try putting amethyst under your pillow or keeping black tourmaline around you, with you, on your touching your skin throughout the day. Lavender scents work well as well, like lavender spray, lavender incense, lavender oils before bed, lavender, get a diffuser, lavender diffuser scent. You get me. Lavender scent helps you fall asleep, helps you sleep really well. You're sensitive to food, light, sound. Your skin and stomach are very sensitive as well. So unplug from electricity. Get off your phone every once in a while and go outside. Keep your phone inside. Turn your phone off before you go to bed, and don't have it right beside your bed. Try to stay away from power lines. If you live by a bunch of power lines, I get it. We all do nowadays, it seems like. But if there's like electrical wiring in the wall beside your bed, try to move your bed to a spot where there isn't a bunch of electricity running through the wall. Just do what you can do to protect yourself from electricity. If you have Wi-Fi, maybe turn it off when you don't use it, don't need it. I know some of you, like myself, would be like, whatever. But it does make a difference. And I only know that because of personal experience from camping outside with no electricity and no phones. And when I come back home, oh boy, do I feel a shift. And it's great. Fully recharged, happy. Yeah. So it's just important to protect yourself against electricity and to get outside because you are so hypersensitive. You're so psychic and you pick up on everything and your body can only handle so much. You need a deep cleansing, like a daily practice, in order to protect your energy. So try not to do what others want just because you want to be there for them, you want to help them. Do it when it feels right for you. Practice saying no, and without reason. They don't need a reason, and if they do, you could give them a realistic reason. Don't make something up, because that's just gonna drain you more of your energy. By coming up with these things, you're like sugarcoating, you want to beat around the bush and tell people, basically manipulate them. 11s can have a tendency to do this, so it's important just to be straightforward. It will benefit you the most by just being honest and saying no when you really want to say no. And tell the people that you live or work with about your sensitivities. You are sensitive to anything that involves your senses, like I said, light, electricity, anything you can see, hear, smell, taste, touch. You're sensitive to a lot more than the average person. And so just be vocal about that. And the people that value you, support you, love you, will respect you. The key to your life is just to figure out what you're meant to be here doing. Something unique, something original, something that's going to have an impact on the world, impact on the people. Not the entire world, of course, the world's huge, but an impact in some sort of way, a positive impact. And to help you figure out what that is and find out what your soul urge number is, because that'll give you more insight into what makes you happy, what truly makes you feel alive, and what you desire in this life. If you liked this video and you want to see more content from me and you want to learn more about yourself, I have 2 videos for you to watch, Life Path 1 and Life Path 2. So go and check those videos out, because the information in those videos can also serve you, because you have the energy of 1 and 2. And 1 being associated with the more active lifestyle, the go-getter, the manifester, the leader, the masculine father archetype, creating the life that you desire, going after your ambitions, going after the things that you want, and not letting anything or anyone stand in your way. And then the 2 energy of being this, not servant, but being skilled at servitude, being the supporter, the helper, a true leader. The best leader is someone who can take advice from other people, and someone who is open to other possibilities than the ones that are in their own mind. 2 is like the intuitive, the feminine mother archetype, the high priestess, if you will, from the tarot. You embody both of those energies, the energy of the father and the mother, the leader, but also the supporter. Learning to balance those 2 in your life. You guys are so special. You're so special. Thank you for watching.